Hey everybody, happy Saturday. It is just afternoon here in Marietta, Georgia. It is beautiful outside, and we are all done. We are feature complete on this application. I think it needs to. This would be when it would be great to have like end-to-end testing on this, and I could just run all the end-to-end tests to say, "Oh, everything works," but I don't know. I don't have those, so. But we do. There's like so we just want to make sure everything works and then commit this as a feature completion commit, and then create a distribution, and hopefully we can do that today, and then maybe tomorrow uh, uh, figure out what I need to do to try to. I guess it would be easier. Probably the easiest thing would be to put it to like one of my websites. So like probably like ilikeemail.com/voice, probably where I'll put this thing, and that'll be cool. Too cool for school. So anyways, looks like the API is working. We got all check marks. Everything's good. We did add, the last one we added was local, process locally. We didn't dig too deep into that. The very first, when I first saw it, and the first time we tried to get to use it, it actually tried to process locally, but it couldn't. It just kind of hung, and then now it just doesn't work at all. At least it didn't last time. Um, so in discrete, let's just top level, just see if discrete works. Allow this time. Hello. Yep. So that looks like it worked. This guy worked. That guy seems to work. Hello. That works. Um, let's see something. Just make sure English, British. I just want to see that the language changes there. Hello. Yep. So now English GB is there. Apparently, my hello sounded. It was more confident about it being hello in the English than in great in British English than in U.S. English, which is freaking hilarious. Anyways, continuous. Hello, how are you? What is up? So that seems to be working, and then we appear to have logs. Not doing like a thorough test of all the settings and all that, just because I think if one setting works, they all work. So so that is that. I think we are good on that. So we're feature complete. Get status. Woohoo! Guess we should look over all the code so we don't check something silly in. Uh, check out the package. So since then we changed this. We created a new API change indicator, so you can't see it because it goes in there, and a warning indicator, and that's this thing. Here's our warning indicator, or here's our warning. Yeah, our whole warning component, and that has a button here. That's this button, and it has its own dialogue, which is pretty cool. I think that's a neat feature of that I've only really seen in Angular, but I'm sure it's everyone's got it. But that's just the basic unit tests that aren't. I'm not didn't do anything with. Here's the warning indicator TypeScript. I don't see anything that I'm not happy with in there. There's the HTML that puts it in there. Um, and oh, I added my warning component. Imported that. That makes sense. Here's our. Oh, and we also did it for discrete and continuous. Yeah. So that's all good. That's all real good. Let's see this. Make sure there's nothing in there. All right. Get add dot git commit -m feature complete. Git push. So we have all the features and all that. So I've always heard that you really shouldn't commit your distribution, but I think I might need to for maybe not. I don't know. Um, we're not going to commit the distribution at this point. I don't know if I should or not. I don't think so because yeah. Actually, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'm 99% sure that I should not commit my distribution for many, many reasons. But let's let ChatGPT Angular application. And I'm ready to application in GitHub. And considering whether I should commit the distribution. App distribution files. I think that's right. Decision point depends on how you're deploying, and here's a breakdown. In most cases you do not commit that, right? Generally should not commit the dist folder that directly contains build process. These should be treated like binaries or other build artifacts reproducible from source, not stored in vertical. Bloat, yeah, these are gigantic, and you end up with all the like every library and everything there. Okay. Okay, then when do you deploy? Okay. You're deploying from GitHub pages without CI, which I think I would rather do it without CI. In that case, you could either create a separate branch. Oh, so this is actually like, I was like, oh, I'm trying to figure out so apparently I can create another branch called GH pages and commit my distribution folder there. And then use Angular CLI to automate pushing your build app through that branch. So others can install via, you might commit dist in a dist my live folder. So others can install it via npm or GitHub. I don't know about that. That's a lot to think about. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to do it. I may end up doing it, and I think it's probably already in my git ignore, but let's go take a look since we're here. So you see this is like lighter colored. But so we have this file called git ignore, and yeah, see it's dist is ignored. So for now, I'm gonna leave it ignored. I may end up like doing what it says, like create a branch, and then in that branch, undo this ignore thing, and then commit it there. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. This is like very new for me. But anyways, npm run build. What we should see happen is we should get a new folder called a build folder or a dist folder, and inside the dist, I think there'll be a voice API folder, and that will have our website. And then we'll want to test it against we'll want to like try to launch just a regular basic web server and see if it works properly. in the web server, from the web server. I do not think this would work, like just dragging the HTML file into a browser like flat, because, but I don't know. It might. I don't think so though. But it is taking it a while. This is our first build ever of this application. Let's see if we go to our package. We can see that, yeah, see ng, that's what that is. So it's warning us the build exceeded my maximum budget. I think, oh, but it did build it. So if you look in here, see, now we have a dist folder, and inside of it we have a voice API analyzer, and then we have a browser folder, and so we have basic things. So I don't know. I don't think we can do this, but we'll try it. Just drag this into here. Yeah, it can. It, I don't think it can load. Um, so I think what we want to try to do now is probably install a basic um, web server. Okay, so I want to test it locally. So to test my distribution locally. What is an easy way to do that? I'm thinking that I probably want to install like a server built-in preview after building ng-build configuration, then run npx http server dist your app name. See, I don't want to install this globally. Use Python's built-in web server. Yeah, I don't have Python installed. Use VS Code's live server. Bonus tip handle and avoid 404 on refresh. All right, so I don't. I want to. Okay, so I want to use HTTP server. I think it's just a basic server. I think there's other ones too, that, but HTTP server. But I don't want to install it globally. Yeah, so that's what I thought I could do, and then that's very good. That's very clever. So we're going to install this HTTP server. And save dev just tells it, hey, this is only something that you need. That isn't part of the application. I believe that's what that means. I don't think it really makes a difference in anything at all, but it does sort of indicate that. And then I need to add a new package in here. Serve dist. And we probably should wait until after this is done because it is going to make updates. See, I don't know if you just saw that, but it did actually added HTTP server to there. I don't know, like I don't do this very often, so I don't know if there's any, I can't offer any experience in like whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. I have done it a few times, though, and never had any bad outcomes. All right, so now Guess I should put it after watch the comma, and then I think I'm gonna have to say voice API analyzer and then browser. API dash analyzer and then browser. And then let's just give it a shot. npm run serve dist. And I think it'll pop up on localhost. Okay, so we have it in localhost 8080. And we have, but apparently, yeah, so I don't know. I think this 1207.01 is localhost 80, is localhost. So I'm just going to copy that, put it in here. That is good. That is very good. Just kind of, I think this takes us to YouTube. You know, I never did check these links. They look good though from here. Apparently that's a pop-up. Hello, how are you? It works. All right. So that is how you create a distribution. By default, it is already set. It's set to not be stored in your application. It is pretty big. I don't know exactly. I think if we go like this, we can right click and say reveal in File Explorer. And then you'll get like a pop-up. And then you can click properties. So you see, well, it's about 100 megs. So that's, oh no, it's about 1 meg. It's not that big actually. Um, wow, that's actually pretty small. That's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Um, yeah, I guess I don't see any reason not to commit that. I feel like these used to be much, much bigger than they are. Good job, Angular team. Um, but yeah, so that's that. So tomorrow, I guess what we'll do is we'll try to do we'll try to get it to come up at GitHub, and I'll probably I'll probably just FTP it on my own time to off of camera to my website, because I just don't know what the security implications are of trying to do that on camera, and I don't see like it's not that hard to learn how to FTP something. And if you have to FTP something, you probably, unless you're using DreamHost and all that, there's probably no value of me showing you how to do it, because you probably have to do something slightly different along the line on your side too. But basically at the end of the day, you just want to like I use WSFTP, so like FTP. Yes. Oh no, I use FileZilla, and basically in there you just set up different um, like properties. You create one and all that, and it's not that hard. It's kind of a pain in the butt the first time to try to there's a lot of little things that you can get wrong, and I don't even know. Like I feel like if you're using GoDaddy, it's probably slightly different than if you're using DreamHost. And then I have like an ancient DreamHost account. I started my DreamHost account in like before they were even called DreamHost, with some organization before that. Or before they were, or maybe they were different. I think they were called DreamHost when I first started using them, but it was not the organization that it is today. It was a different organization. Um, and it was like in 1996. So I think I wouldn't even be surprised if my how I FTP on DreamHost is different for me than it is for other people. Who knows? But anyways, yeah. So this thing is done. Like I said, we're gonna get that thing. We're gonna get it where anyone can go to this website and play with it. And then once that is done, then I'm gonna try to make like a 3-minute video showing how to just kind of rifling through how things work, and then I'm going to update this application so that this how to use has that video, and then I'm going to upload everything to that. Um, yeah, I'm going to upload the final thing up there, and then kind of just announce it on LinkedIn. Hey, I have this. I built this application. Blah blah blah, blah. And then we'll move on to a couple of new apps that I'm excited to build based around this technology. Um, so, anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.